change that. Hey y'all. Hello everybody. Fear is not my future. It's not yours either. That's not my story. Hey y'all. Heartbreak is not my home. Good morning everybody. Good morning. I gotta get this out. Hey everybody. Good morning. It's a new horizon. It is. We just waiting on this one part. Listen. Good morning everybody. This is what I want y'all to do though right here. Listen. It's coming. The world need to do that, don't it? The world need to wake up. What y'all think? Y'all think the world is asleep? Raise your hand if you think that this world is asleep. I do. I'm gonna put two hands up. I ain't even been on TikTok to see nothing this morning, so I don't know what's been happening. I said I'm gonna come over here first and teach, and then I'll go look. And before we get started, yes, there's always gonna be some food involved in our classes. Did y'all know about these and didn't tell me about them? Who knew about these and didn't say nothing to me? Y'all know how much I like pickles. So y'all wasn't gonna put me on? Basically, pickled Cheeto balls. Baby, I can't wait to make me a hamburger and put some of these on there for the crunch. With some onions and some cheese and bacon. Baby, that's gonna be so good. I almost ate the whole bag. I was supposed to be trying them. And baby, this was left of it. They taste so good. They buy blasted pickle balls. Baby, listen. And it's a big old crunch on them too. They real good. I'm gonna put me some on the sandwich. I just wanted to let y'all in. So if you like pickles and you like dip, ooh, and you like, oh baby, dill pickle balls, baby, they is the truth. And if you like a cold cut sandwich and a crunchy chip, I'm gonna put them right there for later. I'm gonna start with that. And then we're gonna get on to what we getting to. But yeah, hey Lauren, hey everybody that I missed. Good morning everybody. So just be mindful. If your kids like pickles, yeah, them is the truth. I'm trying to tell you right now, they are fire. Real good. I had to stop myself from eating them because I bought some Cheetos Puffs and I wanted to eat them together. Baby, I ate one, and before I knew it, I was down at the bottom of the bag. So just greedy for no reason. But they is fire. Now, back to class. How y'all doing this morning? How did y'all sleep? I'm going to say this. I took me a magnesium bath the other day, and it has helped to relax my body. So, and I don't use they recommended. I use less than that because ain't nobody got money for that. But I still be putting some in my bath. So if you're having like tension, if you're feeling tense and stuff, and you're not on no medications that will mess with that, please get you a magnesium bath in at least once a week from now on if you can. And you ain't got to pour no big old cup. Honey, you can do a fourth of a cup and swish it around. It's going to do what it need to do. You hear me? But if you can, get you a magnesium bath in. it is relaxing. And to me, it helps to calm my nerves as well. So, if y'all been feeling tense or anxious, get you some magnesium. And if you do, can take, a bath before you go to bed. If you shower afterwards, whatever. But if you have time to soak for about 20 minutes, like in a bubble bath, go on and put you some of that in there. Maybe 30 minutes before you're gonna go to sleep or whatever, and I bet you'll sleep better. You'll sleep better and wake up not feeling, um, like overwhelmed and stuff. I've been able to get up and go sit outside in the morning and just play my music in my ears and look at the birds and watch the weather. Things I had used to do every day and I don't. But look how the devil will trick you up, because that's the most time that I talked to God was first thing in the morning when nobody was up and moving around. I used to go out when it was snowing and all of that kind of stuff. And I haven't been doing that as much. So you've been using magnesium lotion. Okay. Okay. Well, whatever works. I didn't know it was magnesium lotion, but there you go. So I can't use a lot of lotion and oils and stuff, so I gotta stick to, if it can't go in the bath, I can't even put oil in my bath. I mean, that stuff. My skin, it don't need no extra oil for real. But it be dry. It's weird, but I know. Only on my feet and my hands, maybe, and maybe sometimes on my arms, but not for the most part. If I put lotion on, I gotta wash my hands immediately after, because I touch my face too much. And y'all seen my acne when I first got on here. Anyway, you got your pen and paper. Y'all ready for class? I'll be trying to wait like 10 minutes because I know they playing with us. I did not want to start this class out with reporting what somebody else said. So we're going to go on here to the Bible first, and then we'll go looking to see what's new. I'm sure y'all probably already have. I don't know. And so then I'm going to just wait for that. Probably till after I eat my sandwich or something. I don't know. I don't want to start the day out with no crazy news. That's what I said today. So hopefully y'all doing that too. You spending at least 15 minutes when you first get up with God before you check all the horrible news. Y'all trying it? Give him a thank you, Dad, for waking me up. Let my ligaments and tendons move and neurons fire and all of that stuff. Or should I say, how's your book coming along? That's a better way to say it. How's your book coming along? The book of you. That'll tell me something else. Yes, I still have not watched the news. Good job. Yep. I wake up and start off praying. Good job. Good job. How's your book coming? The book of you, how's it going? Hello. Hello. Y'all still here? Oh, okay. It's in the works. Okay, good job. Because if you journaling, you writing the book of you. You know that, right? Because when we read the Bible, we read the book of them. Interesting. Well, you should be writing something every day. I don't care if it's 3 sentences about your day. I got some plot twists in there. I'm trying to figure it out. It's okay. I'm just saying, y'all, we getting down to the end, and we would have never known about the things that happened in the beginning of the earth if somebody didn't write it down. We getting to the end of this one, and it's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. What your book going to look like? It says I just experienced something weird. And I was like, fell in the shower. I don't know. Listen, that part. Yeah, because we all living it. So you should be writing it. I mean, you don't have to go in detail, but write something. Something. They got on my nerves. Can you please help me? I wanted to slap somebody today. Thank you for holding my hands. That's a testimony. Don't just be trying to always write the good stuff. Write the ugly stuff too. So the generation after you can know that it's not about being perfect. It's about understanding how to walk. Hey, Nikwa. Y'all hear me? That's why you gotta write it. And it don't gotta be detailed, but you gotta put something down so you can have something to go back and say, hey, I went through that. Here it is right here. And I wasn't so nice. You better than me because, ooh, I popped off. You doing real good. that part. That part. Thank you. You're welcome. You was feeling bad for always writing bad stuff. Well, write bad stuff, but you definitely need to be asking for a solution or a resolution to the bad. It's not bad to write the bad. We wouldn't have the Bible. How do you know if there's a miracle if you don't write the bad? We would have never known that God allowed 3,000 soldiers to kill 25,000. I'm just throwing out a number, unless somebody wrote it down that they was outnumbered. That's the bad part. The good part is it didn't matter how many they had. God let the angels come through and do what they. All right, well there's that. Give that a call back. Okay. Hey. But if you don't write down the bad, you'll never. How will you know how long it took God to do it? Like, don't cheat Him. Don't do that. You're welcome. Don't cheat Him. How will other people know that when a problem comes, He can solve it if you don't write the problem down? That's not okay. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. And always write what you want to see. If you gotta keep writing negative things, then under that negative thing, write what you thank God for what you want to see in a situation. That's the way to change it too. You can petition God in more than one way. So, hey. So we gonna get through this. I don't know how long it's gonna be. Probably ain't gonna be a long class, but then again, I don't know. Our classes be crazy. So you're gonna need your Bible Gateway app, and we are gonna be in the English Standard Version today, the ESV. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon and morning, depending on where you are in the world. So I got an email from one of our South African students today. Can I read it to y'all? Okay. Can I? Yellow. Is y'all here or asleep? Hello. Where is my whistle? Dad, I need my whistle. I'm at the. I put it in here, and I think it then fell down in here with these pens. I don't know whose class this is, but I'm gonna give me another whistle. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know who y'all is. Where is my thing at? I'm gonna use this. This will work. Hey, wake up. Are you here? Hello. I don't know where my whistle is. I think you is still asleep. All right. It's moving slow. You said, please not the damn whistle. All right, I can't find it. So God answered your prayer, Keish, because I don't know where it is. I don't know. I gotta start my phone. All my devices be dead, Lord. My mama texted me 2 days ago, and I just seen it today. I was thinking about if she had texted me back and would I text her, and thinking about it and didn't even know she had texted yesterday or whatever. God, man. How did not see this? I did not see it. It was like, I had like, look, y'all. Phones be in my hand sometimes, and I still don't see the messages. I don't know what be going on. I think they be playing with my stuff for real. All jokes aside, I do. So, I'm not gonna say her name because the people be over here. But y'all, South African sister, okay, in the Lord and student in one of our international spaces, right? She sent me this today. Hey sis, you don't want to know what crazy things are happening here in South Africa. I will send some links, send some more links. The lessons you gave us are coming alive here. And it is so awesome to have WOIU family. Thank you so much for everything you taught us. The lessons you gave are coming alive here in South Africa. Have you heard too much about South Africa right now? Because I know they censoring my stuff. So there's no telling. You hear me? What is happening in other places around the world that we don't know about? I saw that. It brought tears to my eyes. And this is why I was not going to be scared to say stuff to people, because there are people all around the world that are now watching our classes pop up off the page. It's not just in Canada. It's not just in America. It is all over the world. There are people that have got to our classes and heard, and they are seeing it pop up off the page. This is why you can't be scared. This is why you can't worry about what nobody else is saying. If God is telling you to do something, because you never know who life you're going to save. You said, as you said, not because it's not happening near you doesn't, yeah. Just because just because it ain't happening by you don't mean it ain't happening. That exact thing. And I'm grateful. I am honored that God allowed us to do what we do here and to connect with the people that we have, the young lady that was in Japan, and all the other things that we got a chance to experience while being here. Being able to see Jimmy J6 and the Six Finger Man, you know what I'm saying? All of these, the classes when we first started, we was talking about genetics, and everybody was like, no, yep, I got two, not everybody, but I got two uteruses, I got webbed fingers, me and my baby, this, that, and the other, we got this, we got that, I can see or smell colors, and all of the different things we got to learn about how amazing God made the people on his planet. And not one of them is alike, even if they are twins, even if they are connected, two heads in one body, they are different. Every single person on this planet. For real. And to think that he would make those intricate decisions to how long did it even take? To think us all up. And then the eggs that don't even get fertilized, and you know, like, it's a lot to think about, and I don't have the mental capacity to do so, so I'm gonna just leave that, but we're gonna move on. So, y'all ready for some class? Y'all ready? Is you ready to rumble? He is amazing. He is. And when you sit back and you think about, like, I didn't get back with y'all yesterday because y'all nephew called me. Then his best friend came over, and we ended up having Bible study for like 4 hours. And then I woke up to him talking about some, are you up? No, it's 12 o'clock. I'm asleep. I've been up since early. Then I got a call from one of the people that I knew from the shelter. What is up with people calling me? Sorry, old CERCA would have answered the phone. New CERCA is hitting you to the whatever, because I'm asleep. Lord, please take care of them if it's an emergency, because it ain't nothing I could do. Now, right now, I could pray, so cover them, Lord, with you. And I'm about to cover my eyelids. I'm about to cover my eyes with my eyelids. Cover them and cover me. Because what I'm going to do? I'm asleep. Cover them and me. Thank you. Please and thank you. That's what I got. That is what I have. All right. So, I was reading back through. How many of y'all, when you get devotional, sometimes you take a picture of it? Anybody? Like certain devotionals, even if you don't send them to nobody, maybe they make you tear up or they hit right home, so you take a picture of it. So when you go through your memories, or if it puts the little collages together in like photos or whatever, has it ever like taken you through and then it shows you all of them maybe for 6 months or something like that? Okay, so that happened to me today. And I was just going through my pictures, and it was like similar pictures or something. And so all of them were different devotionals. When I tell y'all by the end, because it just goes through it, might have been 9. Baby, by the end of it, tears is just rolling down my face. Because, let me see if I can. I said, God, you are good. Messages from different time periods, right? And then okay, so one of them was, I use God's mighty weapons, not those made by men, to knock down the devil's strongholds. These weapons can break down every proud argument against God and every wall that can be built up to keep men from finding him. The next one was, for even I, the Son of Man, came here not to be served, but to serve others and to give my life as a ransom for many. The next one was, and I pray that Christ will be more and more at home in your hearts, living within you as you trust him. May your roots go down deep into the soil of God's marvelous love. And the last one was, I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do everything through him who gives me strength. The last one is, our people should learn to spend their time doing something useful and worthwhile. That's a whole bunch and a lot. You hear me? Heck, I understand why you was crying. My eyes over here watering. Girl. Good morning. I'm trying to tell you. I went through that. I was like, me. You hear me? Listen. Can we say a prayer for the family of the students at FSU in Tallahassee? Active shooter, for people who sent to the hospital. Definitely. God, please cover them. Listen. Listen. It wasn't it a shooting in Texas or something too? It was just a shooting in Texas, wasn't it? Family. 2 or 3 things. Parents, this is why I ask you not to yell at your children before you take them to school. Okay. 2, keep that oil by the door. Make your children anoint their feet every day, their hands every day, so that way every doorknob they touch, and it don't gotta be greased up. You can hit it with a dot, but baby, that is the blood of Jesus being spread at whatever classroom. We talked about this, that your children can save other people if you cover them with the blood of Jesus, because the devil, what did we say? We talked about bodies. We talked about it. We talked about seeing devastation and all of those things. It's a real thing that the enemy is on his job. We are at war, which is so crazy. Let's get to it. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? It goes along. What you just said goes along with what we about to read today. 2 Corinthians 10, please. God bless them families. You camp angels around the other people, Lord. Goodness gracious. And this is why I say you gotta be for sure and not joking about this thing. From Texas, they have the young man. Oh, okay, they found him. Oh no, I know that. I know that. I saw a thing about the guy that picked him up and gave him a ride. I saw them turn him in and stuff. I did see that. This is the thing. Come on, 2 Corinthians 10. It says, I, Paul, and we in ESV, the English Standard Version, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't quite hear over this water faucet. 2 Corinthians 10. Okay, remember I told y'all we wasn't going to do no bad news right now? We not talking about that. We about to get to the word. You're welcome. Remember, we're not going to go into it. I said we're not going to start this class out with crazy stuff. I mean, and that is, we're going to pray, but we're going to get to this for whatever reason. So, okay, here we go. I, Paul, myself, entreat you. I, Paul, myself, entreat you. Please tell me what the word entreat means. What does the word entreat mean? Y'all, I got under my bed and found my other sandals. So I'm happy. Good morning, baby. We in 2 Corinthians chapter 10. ESV version. What does the word entreat mean? I gotta remember to sit up straight, because I'll be finding myself punching. Ask someone earnestly or anxiously to do something. Y'all, I really need y'all to get your stuff basically right. Can you please get your stuff? I know y'all tired of me saying it, but can you please get your stuff? I know you might not believe me, but can you please get your stuff? I know you don't think about it, but can you please get some water straws? Right? No? Would y'all say if times y'all felt like I was begging y'all to get some stuff? When you had to hear it 20 times a day, 30 times a day, because we was on here for 20 hours. No, about 10, 7. Did it feel like that we even made songs about it? Yep. You did not have to say it like that. Yep. Yeah, actually I did. I wanted you to quit talking about it and just leave me alone and let me get to it when I got to it. Alright, okay, moving on. I knew it. It says, by the meekness and gentleness of Christ. Now, I might not have been so meek always, but I was like, I love y'all and I want y'all to be okay. Can you tell me what meekness and gentleness is, please? I was gentle with y'all sometimes, but I was gentle. I was gentle. Don't do it. What y'all got? I'm gonna look over here because it'd be a whole bunch. Hey, you said you were. Oh, so you jumping on the bed? The corner is still open. It's a lot of seats over there. You got how many? 45? Okay. About 45 seats left in the corner. Don't worry about it. We can fill those up very quickly. You said you wasn't meek, so sometimes I was. I was not mean to y'all all the time or y'all would not be here. I told y'all I loved y'all first. And I didn't come in here. I had moments. Not all the time, but I had moments. Tell me what meekness is. Since y'all saying I didn't have no meekness, tell me what it is, and then we'll talk about if I had it or not. Tell me. What's the definition? I ain't seen no definition of it. Uh-huh. What's the definition of meekness? And let's see. You said in the Bible, meekness is often described as a calm temper of mind characterized by humility, gentleness, and willingness to be submissive to God's will. Interesting. Meekness is generally defined as the quality of being quiet, gentle, and submissive, often associated with humility, patience, and a lack of assertiveness. Patient. Not all the time, but definitely there have been times where I wanted to say stuff and I didn't. I could have hurt somebody's feelings and I chilled out. I would nicely ask people in the beginning to leave my class. I said, we don't do that over here. We're not going to be talking mean to people. This is a place where you can come and be free and whatever. Now, again, not always. But you all would not have been as receptive to me if I was just always talking crazy to y'all and demeaning you and stuff. No, you didn't have moments over here where you was crying for nothing. We've had our moments where if I had to be completely vulnerable. So you can't be hard and crazy when you being vulnerable, or you are humbling yourself and say, no, I'm right there with y'all. I ain't can't look. I said I ain't above nobody. We right on the side of each other. We walking this thing arm in arm. I don't know always either. So are there times where I had to jump down a nigga throat? And do. But I submitted myself to this and got rid of everything else that went on in my life. For real. Didn't get to go look for no partner or had to stay here with y'all and talk to people I didn't want to talk to and let people talk crazy to me and I didn't get to say much about it. It's a lot. But it was for a goal. You see? So, not every day, but there have been times when CERCA has been meek. But there's a time when it ain't time to be meek. You said when you put it like that, then we just gonna talk. Here we go. I I who am humble went face to face with you. Antoinette, you met me face to face. How was I? Was I acting all crazy and mean and nasty and authoritative when I was around? How was I? I'm showing y'all something. I'm about to show you something. I'm about to see. I don't know if she's still here or not. I know it's going slow. Okay. Queen, you didn't talk on the phone with me. Joy, if you here, you didn't talk on the phone with me. Rika, a few other people. Am I mean on the phone to you when we talked? Do I come off as a super aggressive when we've talked on the phone or even when we texting? I'm not complaining, but I got what I needed when I needed it. You said, well, not at all. Exactly. Exactly. I gotta be one way and then here I gotta do a lot of things. But when I talk to y'all or even when I respond to emails, I'm not rough. I'm not. Exactly. So if you were a marshmallow, the lessons wouldn't hit the way that they did. Right. But there are times when I have to be very considerate and kind, and especially when you said I'm hearing no ma'am, not mean at all. What's funny is that your voice is very common on the phone. Girl, now you know why people like to take up my time. I say, all right, I'm about to go, and they'll just keep on. Start a new subject. I told you them people wanted me to work for them. I said, no, won't be using my voice for that. Nope. Hey, Justice. No, we not. Yeah, you said you always give love first. That part. And this isn't, I just want y'all to see something, okay? Because Paul was having to defend his ministry. He was having to defend his ministry. And I think people were, they didn't really understand. So we're going to go through here and look and see, okay? So it says, I who am humble when face to face with you, but bold toward you when I am away. Thank you, Jen. Sound familiar? So if I ever get to meet you up close, I'm going to hug on you and love on you. But when I got to do what I got to do here, I got to do what I got to do here. I ain't where you at. I'm far away from you. So I got to put the hammer down just in case. So that way, if you be thinking that we ain't doing that around here. Listen, do you hear me? So if I get some intimate time with you and I get to talk on the phone with you or text back and forth with you or email with you, I'm going to be softer with you because we are not in a big old class. It's just me and you. We one-on-one right now. But when I'm away and I got to put down lessons and whatever else, it's going to be what it's going to be. That's what we got to do around here. Here we go. I beg of you that when I am present, I may not have to show boldness with such confidence as I count on showing against some who suspect us of walking according to the flesh. That nigga said, here we go. Please don't fall. Is it even in here? Oh, there it goes. Nope. What the heck? Okay, this work. I be having to look for stuff. I don't want nothing to fall out that closet. Here we go. I'm Sasha. I'm under my son's YouTube. You said you went off on me once, actually, the whole class, but I'm still here every day. I learn to seek and find faithful from that day forward. Well, girl, I done went off on everybody. Raise your hand if I ain't never went off on you. I love y'all. And you about to see why. Listen. Paul said, I told y'all when I met y'all, I'm kind of like Paul, kind of like David. Remember I told y'all, we got things in common, okay? Kanisha, I ain't never had to go off on you. Or I have. Oh, okay, I have. Oh, okay, we just gonna keep going. Okay, so listen what Paul said. He said, I beg of you that when I'm present, I may not have to show boldness. Can you give me the definition of boldness? I don't know if y'all know what he's saying right here. Jace. Sorry, y'all. I learned how to truly put the armor of God on because of you. Come on, Keish. Come on. And did. And do. And do. You hear me? And do. You got to be a soldier. You about to see. Come on. Now what do boldness mean? Tell me. Y'all see I got one. Willingness to take risks and act innovatively, confidence and courage. Do that sound like a jellyback Christian to you? The quality or state of being prepared or to do something. Readiness. Interesting. About that lie, 10 toes down. Huh? Paul said, now look. When I'm face to face with you, I be trying to be nice. When I'm away from you and I hear about the stuff that you're doing, yeah, I got to call you out on your BS. He said, and when I come and I see you, I pray that I don't have to. That ain't what I want to do. But if it come down to it, y'all already know I'm putting a smack down. I'm calling out everything I see. I pray that I don't have to do that with you. Because there's some people around here that's trying to say that I'm living in the flesh, baby, but they don't even know. And I'm going to go on and let them know what it is. You see it. Is that not what he just said right there? Is it not what he just said? Please tell me if you didn't read that right there. Did you see it? No. Okay. He said, don't get it twisted just because I ain't where you at. I love you, but I'm going. Okay. Excuse me. He said, with such confidence as I count on showing against some who suspect us of walking according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we are not waging war according to the flesh. What does it mean? What's the definition of waging war? What's the definition of waging war? They running this live real slow. That's crazy. To initiate and continue a conflict or battle. To initiate or continue. Interesting. Against an opponent. Is the devil your opponent? Are demons your opponent? The forces of darkness, are they your opponents, or are they your friends? Hello. So what good would it do for me to get up here? And I know that some of y'all was fighting for y'all minds when y'all got here. Some of y'all was fighting for sobriety. Some of y'all was fighting for your soul. Some of you are fighting for your life, for your children, for your health. And it was only because of evil forces that was in your life that you didn't even know you allowed in. So what good would it do for me to get up here and be blowing bubbles and sprinkling glitter all around to try to make y'all feel okay about the devil coming to take your life, soul and mind, and everything that God has blessed you with, being children, grandchildren, a lovely family, a house you bought, a car, whatever it is that he gave you, your health. Does that sound like a person that is fighting a war, that's just passive and gonna let some stuff fly and not check you when, hey, we at war? You can't be the weakest link over here. You will get us all killed. No, deal with that issue right now. What's going on? Let's get it. Let's get it, because it's keeping your mind off of God. It's keeping your mind off of how the devil is coming against you. You can't see his tactics. That's why you keep falling in the same hole. But I'm here to, oh, you don't see that trap right there. You don't see that trap right there. You don't see it because your eyes haven't been trained. But once you walk with a soldier, once you can see like a soldier, once you understand war strategy like a soldier, then you will be the next person saying, "Ho, you don't see that hole right there? That's a trap. Look at the net. Look at the tree." I can't allow you to go because then the enemy is gonna know we in their camp. We got You hear me? Paul was fighting a spiritual fight on two fronts and a natural fight on one. He was fighting against the demons that kept reminding him of the horrible things he did before God changed his name. Then he was dealing with the church people that were so traditional, okay, that they couldn't see the new thing and the new horizons that God was trying to do for the church. Not only that, he got flesh right here. He got people that are literally trying to take the breath out of his body, using women, people, men, whatever he could, whatever they could. You think he could just be walking around willy-nilly and he know that the church, literally the religious folks, are sending people, spies, to infiltrate the groups that God was allowing him to speak to and talk to and heal. You think he had these just walking around blowing bubbles and stuff and sprinkling glitter? You hear me? You understand what I'm saying? We all had to be trained. In order to be a soldier, you have to be trained. Your mind has to be trained. Your body has to be trained. Your reflexes have to be tested. And guess what? So do your weaknesses so that your commanding officer can know where to put you. If you scared of heights, you need to be in infantry. Not jumping out no planes though. We need you just hand-to-hand combat. You got that. You can swim, but you ain't doing no heights. So why would I put you in a situation to where you might freeze because you scared? I'm going to look at your strengths and I'm going to look at your weaknesses. And we're going to assess both and work on it. You hear me? But why would I put you in a situation that I know you're going to freeze in? That don't make no sense. You hear me? All right. It says, I just watched an interview with Tiffany Montgomery, and she said people are always talking about how mean she is. But she said, how can I be soft trying to wake up lost? Oh, okay. Souls for the Lord. She said, you never saw a person brought back to life without compressions. Sometimes they may even get their ribs broken to come back to life. This, baby, this. You say you came ready to train us for battle. If we didn't, no, we were at war. Definitely not my friend. Listen, OTT. God saved you from going to hell. God saved you. I can't save nobody. God had, and you have helped these eyes and understanding over here. Come on. God say, I don't save nobody, but I'm just saying, listen, this part, this, you hear me? Paul and the people that was with him, they understood. I could go tomorrow, but I need you to understand how to carry this torch if they knock me down. You know who started that? God. Jesus said, I'm leaving you with a gift. I done gave you my word. I done gave you my power. I know I'm going. But after I'm gone, I need you to pick up everything that I taught you and use it. How many people sit in a church for years or whatever religious organization, baby, and they don't pick up and use nothing that has been placed in front of them? Nothing. So you never even really know where they are in the spirit because they won't go through no test. They don't want to be picked on or set aside or go against the crowd. It's a real thing. Paul knew what he signed up for. Do you? Do you? You think you join God's army for people to throw sugar puffs and sugar cubes at you? For them to put eggs in your hair and TP your house? That's what you signed up for in this here Lord's army? No. You signed up to turn around and get somebody something you love, something that they ask you for, and when you come up, that same person is just like this to your throat. Or they got it in your back. You just turned around to get them what they asked for. You've walked with them and talked with them. Do you hear me? You signed up to be betrayed. You signed up to be attacked for something that you didn't do. You signed up to be lied on. and set up in traps. You signed up to be mocked and heckled and thrown into bad situations that you shouldn't even be there for. Sometimes fighting for people that don't have nothing to do with you. You ain't never met them before, but you didn't got put into a sticky situation to show God's glory and God. You hear me? Going through that light on part at work. Come on, nephew, and you just hold your peace and let God fight for you, and He will. Your cousin just went through something very similar, and I told her, hey, be cool, and God gonna work it out. You ain't gotta worry about it. It's always somebody trying to throw you on the bus. You believe God. God, see, let me show you. What a lot of people don't realize is when they go trying to like tell on you and stuff, they are putting, it's a Joseph experience. They are telling the leadership, oh, you should pay attention to this person. They don't even know. So if leadership wasn't looking, they gonna be paying attention now and see what they thought was something for the bottom to fall out of your stuff could be God getting ready to elevate you. So you just be cool, because that's normally how it works. That's the funny thing about people trying to always drag somebody into a situation with leadership or whatever. And you put me in the spaces I'm supposed to be in. Thanks, Pumpkin, because I was trying to figure out. God told me I was going to get an audience with these people. I just didn't know how it's going to be, and this is how we going to do it. The trouble. The trouble. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go. It says, for we walk in the flesh, we are not waging war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but have divine power to destroy strongholds. What is divine power? What is that? Mm-hmm. Your mouth is a weapon. Yep. Definitely can be. Double-edged, too. Ooh. Not natural power. So supernatural power. Wonder working power in the blood of the land. Wonder work. Y'all know it. If you know, you know. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then what will you fighting your battles do? If the war that you're fighting is a spiritual war, what are your words going to do? What is the power that you have going to do to change that situation? If it's a supernatural war. What are your actions in a human body? How will they, hey, how will they, how will they, okay, let me say it like this. When you went on what you thought to handle a situation, how did it turn out? Let's say that. When you thought about what you was going to say and when you thought about how you was going to handle the situation, how did it turn out for you? Horrible? Bad? Bad? That part. Ooh. More stress, more worrying. Manifesto bring, you said manifesto. What? If God ain't in it, it becomes a disaster. Ooh, bad, not good. Okay. So let me ask you a question then. With you now asking God to help you on what to say, what to do, how to move, if you should do it, should you do it, how has your life changed? Can the enemy trick you up as much as he used to be able to? Not saying that you're perfect or none of that. But do you pass a lot more tests now? Or do you make it through certain experiences unscathed where you used to be trying to crawl out and they were snatching you back? Anybody? Since you put God first in your decisions and say, look, if you want this to happen, you work it out. I can see traps better than I did before. Come on. So you're not following in this. Less worry. Interesting. Interesting. And you don't have to do a whole lot. Interesting. You said not good. You said test some tests. Listen. You see? Ask God what to do. Make your thank you list. Ask God to bless the people that listen. You said got me dancing. It's a real thing. When we made decisions based on our carnal thinking, we got more of the craziness. When we got into our word and started to see how God thought and what he thought about other things, it changed the direction of our decision making. You said I refuse to do it on my own. I can't. That part. So do me a favor. I'm gonna run to the bathroom. If you're not driving or whatever else, I need you to, or if you can do it on your phone, not while you're driving, but I want y'all to take a couple of minutes, seconds, or whatever, and just think about a few situations where you thought on your own and what happened, and then how God has changed your decision making. And think of some times where you went to him first and what he did for you. Like if you had to go talk to a person or you had to make a decision, whatever it is, write down that situation or those couple things. You know what I mean? Like one time I was waiting on these people to, this is when I was like 20 something, 21 or 2. I was waiting on these people to approve this apartment, and I had worked myself up that they wasn't going to approve me, right? So when I finally broke down and was like, I'm just about to go over here and talk to the lady, whatever, she was like, we've been waiting on you. I think my phone had got turned off. That's when you have to pay for all the minutes. You know, it might be off for a day or something like that. Not too long. And they had called me one of the days that it was off. Well, I was just waiting for them to get back to me. So I thought because I hadn't heard from them and I'm going crazy and God, you know my situation and blah, blah, blah. Whole time they've been waiting on me for like 2 weeks. But I missed that call. And because I didn't get it in the time that I thought, or I didn't get however, then I didn't work myself into this whole thing that wasn't even a deal. They was waiting on me to come sign my lease and do what I needed to do. And I was stressing myself out. So again, are there situations that now, before you make a decision or you, you know, find out what the answer is or ask God for the answer, how does it turn out? How did it turn out? You know, compared to how it used to. So if you can think of a couple of situations, 1 or 2 on both sides, you know, jot them down. I don't know why, but jot them down. Well, I do know why. Because you might have to tell somebody about your decision making and how making different decisions and putting God first in your decision making, how it changed the outcome of your story. y'all got them down? Yeah. Y'all got them down? You could have just, it didn't have to be detailed. Just thinking of a decision that you made, how it turned out, and then how a decision that you made that you consulted God first, and then how that turned out. That's it. Just a couple little things. We're going to move on. But sometimes I be wanting y'all to think about, because we in our day-to-day, right? Sometimes you forget. And we didn't had a lot of stuff happen in the last 3 years. And our lives have changed. Our lives, everybody's life, has changed drastically since we've been here. This I know. Whether it be our thought life, our spiritual life, marriages, whatever it is, parent-child relationships have grown. So there's a lot of things that have happened, and it all happened because you decided to renew your mind and change your way of thinking. Period. You started to ask God, the creator of everything we see and don't, to help you. You stopped taking on the weight of everything and allowed him to guide you. And when you allow God to guide you, you will see results. But I go back to when I had not so good thinking. And when I felt like this and when I felt like that, it didn't even have to be true. I just needed to think it. The devil could spit something in my ear, baby, and I'll be all the way left field. Well, this could happen and that could happen. And God said, but you didn't ask me what was going to happen. You didn't even come to me and see if I had something for you. He takes the fear away. Even if you're going to be in a crazy situation, he will give you courage, he will give you strength, and he will give you strategy to get through it, because he wants you to, so that you can show other people. Yes, it was difficult. Yes, it was hard. I might have had to close my mouth. I might have had to whatever. But the outcome that I was asking God for, I got it. Whereas before, me trying to figure it out and what I was going to say, I was about to blow it. I stopped saying what I wanted, doing and seeing, interested. Everything I talk to him first, everything turns out great for me. Yeah, I still be a little, he working on me. But I'm just saying, like, once you start to put God first in your life and you start to really talk to him about where he wants your life to go, it does change. And it's not always out in the open for people to see. It is a spiritual experience. Your conversations, your private journal writings, your walks on the park, in a park with the dog, in a car. You know what I'm saying? It is a different experience. You acknowledge him and say, God, I want to do right. I don't want to keep doing wrong. I don't want to keep, you know what I'm saying? Help me to make the right decisions. Help me to, do what you want me to do. It's different from, you won't let me do nothing. I don't want to do that because, no, God help me. If you said what you want for me is better than what I imagine for me, I want that. Whatever that is. Now, is it going to be harder to get it? Yeah, because it's not something you could just whatever, but I want that. And it might take longer to get it. It might, not be as many people walking with me when I'm on my journey to it. But when I get it, I'll enjoy it because I know what I had to go through to get just to that point. That could even be with peace in your mind. It ain't got to be no physical nothing. It could be when you wake up in the morning, it's peace in your house. And maybe for 15 years, you didn't have no peace around you. You didn't have peace at your job. You didn't have peace in your house. You didn't have peace with the kids. You didn't have peace in your family. And so to get to a point where God gives you peace and you can wake up and stretch in peace, You don't have to wake up to tension and strife and craziness and all of this. Baby, you don't know what I had to do to get right here. You don't know what it took for me to be grateful that when I wake up in this bed that I have, baby, I ain't got to roll over and be or somebody being rude or, you know, treating me any kind of way. I don't got to deal with it. There was a time when I couldn't get away from it. You see what I mean? But for God to give me peace, baby, I'll take it. Here we go. We destroy arguments and every lofty opinion raised against the knowledge of God. Would a lofty opinion be evolution? Would a lofty opinion be I am God and I'm a human that has a heart and flesh and can't fly and can't jump off a 300-foot cliff and hit the rocks and get back up? Would a lofty thought be there is no God? He said that's a shout. You hear me? Would it be? When you can't even start your heart back and stop it and start it and stop it, when you can't do that, when you can't tell your brain cells not to multiply or whatever it is, I mean, and take every thought captive to obey Christ. How many of you have to ask God to take your thoughts captive? God, I don't want to think about that. I just had to do it today. I said, I don't know where that thought came from, but I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I do not want it. And said it out loud. I don't even want to think about that. I don't even know why that came in my mind, but I don't want it. I ain't even about to let that stay. Pluck that on out there. I don't want that over here. I don't want it over here. I only want to think about the things you want me to think about. That's it. Now, I'm human. But if you, when you know what you got, you can love what you have. Listen. This part. Okay. It says being ready to punish every disobedience. And take every thought captive into to obey Christ, and being ready. Paul said, I gotta be ready to punish every disobedience. And when then your obedience gonna be complete, not to me but to God. But He sent me here to crack the whip. Paul said, I don't want to talk crazy to y'all, but I will. And then I'm going to love on you right after, but I don't get this twisted. I got a job to do. And the wars that I'm fighting, I can't let the little devil that wanted to set up in you come in here. No, we going to call it that when we see you. Thank you. It's some people. My little baby said, you went off on me. But I'm stronger now, I think. You dang right. If you running in the wrong direction and I'm supposed to be teaching you how to do the course, I'm just supposed to let you run the opposite way. And you on my team? No. It's not going to happen. Because you in the relay. You got to hand the baton off to him. She got to hand the baton off to you. You got to run for a little while. Then you got to run for a little while. Then you got to run for a little while. We can't all do the whole race. But when you come in here and encourage me, and I come in here and encourage you, and then you tell me a way that you got through something, and I tell you a way that I got through something, guess what we just did? We handed the baton of faith off. Encouragement. Courage. Patience. Love. Kindness. Long suffering. You hand the baton of humbleness, or learning. Somebody watch you pop off on somebody and you don't do much, and they know you ain't did it, and you just calm down and you go on outside. You might have taught somebody how to not get fired from their job. You might have taught somebody how to not get their lights knocked out. You hear me? But you got to get close enough to the person. Now, I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm watching them, but I'm watching you, because I got to be ready to go as soon as you hand it. I can't be so focused on what everybody. I got to just stay in my lane and look at my person. You hear me? Because I got to get ready to hand off what was just handed to me. The word. My godmother came and handed me a baton, and I didn't hand it off to y'all. But we've been training together. It's a real thing. That this is not a game. This is not you fighting for your soul. For eternity. And there are opponents that plan to overcome you. But they're strategic. I'm about to show you. Hey, little mama, dang, you cute. You remind me of somebody I used to know. You remind me of somebody I used to know, too. I don't know what it is. The devil said, familiar spirit. But the body look different. But you don't know they in the same race for your soul. They are in the same race to get you away from God. So the demon from this in Texas handed it off to the demon in New York. You thought you got away from it. But they were sitting there waiting on their man to hand the baton over. Oh, you couldn't get her? Oh, you couldn't get him? Oh, he gonna send another chick that's working for the same team. She just handed the baton off. You go to another church and you don't deal with you with this one. it's a demon there waiting. You ain't even got to tell nobody. They will. We running the race, and there are opponents on both sides of us. Believe it. They might not look Like the person that was running next to you last time, and it's a whole line of people on both sides unless you at the end. If it say you're warring against flesh and blood, that mean what? Then you can't go by the face you see. You gonna have to go by the spirit. And spirits can jump. They can move. If the cup is open, they can be poured in it. And when you in a race, you got a number on, don't you? When you play sports, it might have your name on the back with your number on it. Oh, we got your number and we know your name. Oh, okay. We heard about you. I don't even know how you got over here. Because you running a race and your number and your name is on your chest and on your back. The ones coming towards you can see it, and the ones going behind you can see it. Yes, came here and found out I was a lot of things that I didn't think I was. Come on. Come on. You hear me? So yeah, you got to pay attention to who's coming towards you and behind you, because they know who you are. Now think about it. Your number or your name is by a lot of vital organs. Is it not? When you play sports, nephew, you play football. If you've ever played a sport, baseball, on your jersey, your name and your number is by a lot of vital organs, is it not? If you run track, where they pin your number? Even if you playing tennis, they used to have a thing on your back. You play football, your numbers, where they at? And your name is plastered across the back. Basketball, same thing. These demons got your name and the number of times you've sinned. They've watched your plays. They've studied what you like. They didn't watch your film. They already know who you are before you ever even, whether they running behind you or they coming towards you. They know who you is. They got your numbers and stuff. They already know. Listen, God said we running a race. Well, if you an athlete, you gotta identify yourself. How they gonna know what number to call out when you win? But come on, let's go. I told y'all, let's move it along. Come on back. Don't be surprised that they treat you crazy when you walk into a new place. The demons that got your number and your name. You understand? They already know. I'm trying to tell you, it's a real thing out here. Now let's move on. Look at what is before your eyes. Mm-hmm. How many of you have started to really do that now? You're welcome, Punky. It's my dad. How many of you see what's in front of your eyes now? Interesting. You said definitely me about every 5 minutes. You said and do. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? High alert. Interesting. Eyes wide open. Interesting. Yes. You and you and you. Interesting. So now you see what's been in front of your face the whole time. The Bible look different to you now? The one you didn't heard of, you read in Sunday school? Do that same Bible that you had in front of you look different now? You can see what's in front of your face now. When you go read the word, it looks completely different than it did before. Because you can see what's in front of your face. But isn't it crazy that you couldn't see it until you submitted to God? Until you submitted to wanting to know his thoughts and his ways? You had looked at that book God knows how many times. To those of you that have been in church or tried to read the Bible, you've been seeing it. But it wasn't until you submitted to the way that he wanted you to run the race that you could even see the playbook. Think about this. If we on an opposing team, we ain't about to give y'all our playbook. If I'm a coach of any kind, why would I take my playbook and hand it to the opposite coach? Why would I do that? So certain information you're only privy to once you get on the team. You might have even snuck and looked in the playbook, but you didn't understand what the play meant because they had to be explained to you. It's written in shorthand, and you haven't been taught that shorthand yet. You hear me? It was certain information we couldn't get until we wanted to line up with God. And then we knew all, we flip through the pages, get whatever we need. I'm just here we go. It says, if anyone is confident that he is Christ, let him remind himself that just as he is Christ, so are we. So Paul was saying, if you say you're a Christian, right? If you belong to Christ, you should be the look and see that we do too. But you shouldn't be seeing with your natural eyes first. You should be checking the spirit. If he just told me that. So don't look at me on the outside. What is my spirit telling you? You should be able to see that I belong to God too. If you belong to Christ. No. And I didn't say belong to church. I said belong to Christ. You ain't never just met somebody that never even said nothing about God, but something about them drew you to them. It could be an Uber driver. It could be whoever. And you just enjoyed the space and the time with them. And it could have been a passing stranger, somebody in a line, and somebody at a restaurant. I don't know. But you said, oh, what? And they said, you know what? God has just been good to me. And I just, they didn't come in and trying to hit you upside the side of the head with a Bible and all that old crap. They just was kind and patient or whatever it was that you got. You could tell it was something different about that person. And they didn't have to tell you they worship God and they're a Christian. They didn't have to say nothing. You just could feel it. Wasn't necessarily anything specific that they did that you can actually point out. You just felt it. You just knew. They energy, right? Which is supernatural. Okay, here we go. It says, for even if I boast a little too much of our authority, which the Lord gave for building you up and not for destroying you. So when I get on here and I be like, look who you used to be and look who you are now. Well, you don't have to be that anymore. You could be something else if you want to. You don't have to do that anymore. I mean, God can help you. I ain't gonna say that y'all ain't came here and felt like, oh my goodness. But for the most time, I pray that when you come here, you feel lifted when you leave. You feel a little bit lighter about a situation. You've gained more knowledge that will help you go further in this walk that we are walking. You hear me? Because this is our job. When we learn the word, we're not supposed to use it to condemn people. We're supposed to use it to teach them, to make them strong. Thank you. You hear me? This is our job. If you feel stronger, God came in and did what he was supposed to do here. He be leveling us up in different paradigms on the same subject, the mysteries of God. Come on. I'm trying to tell you. Listen. And that's why I can't go back to just living. Do it be sounding like a ghost town around here? Yeah. Who is anybody here with me? Who? All right. But guess what? Who? Okay. You want to go back to how you thought previously to however long it was ago? I don't. Because then that means my eyes got to go back to being closed. And then I got to go back to lying to myself and telling myself that I didn't see what I saw and I didn't feel what I felt and being confused and not knowing what to do and always irritated and always, I don't want it. Definitely don't. Sing it. I won't go back. I can't go back. Come on. That part. And I hate to say this, but that's why when certain folks was coming in here in the beginning of this trying to make me make this into church, I said, we're not going to do that. If you want church, you need to go to church. This is a place where people are going to come, they are going to learn, we are going to heal, and we are going to go out and give the word to other people. That's what we're going to do around here. Now, if you don't want no parts of that and you got to put rules on how it got to come and who it got to come from, you going to hate it here. You going to hate it. Because we going to change around here. We going to deal with the ugly. We going to talk about the shit. We talks about it over here. Do we not? Lord, it's some stuff I be like, oh my God. Sometimes I be like, oh yeah, well, you can definitely be free in Jesus over here, honey, because they do not care. They going to say it. In church, you ain't about to be able to say none of that stuff y'all be saying over here. Y'all know it. Y'all would be banned. Sat down somewhere. But over here, you did. And then I got to try to keep a straight face. No, CERCA. Do not make your eyes big. Don't make your eyes big. Don't show no reaction now. Control your face. Yes, it's crazy, but just control your face. Control your face. Listen. Sometimes I used to be like, oh my goodness. What in the world, God? Ugh. Okay. Well, here we go. It says, I will not be ashamed. So I'm going to go back. It says, for even if I boast a little too much of our authority, which the Lord gave for building you up and not destroying you, I will not be ashamed. I do not want to appear to be frightening you with my letters. How many times do I say that to y'all? Listen, I'm not trying to scare y'all, and I don't want to be mean. That's not my job, but I got to tell y'all. I have to. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm not telling you this to make you feel condemned, but I got to say what God tell me to say. I got to do what he tell me to do. I don't want y'all to be scared. I don't want you to be nervous. I don't want you to be stressed out. And I do say that. I don't want y'all to be overwhelmed. Do we talk about scary stuff? Yes. But guess what I said? If you prepare, you don't have to be scared. Scared, prepared, not scared. Okay? Okay. For they say his letters are weighty and strong, but his bodily presence is weak, and his speech of no account. Y'all feel like I drop heavy messages on y'all sometimes? Or have you had somebody say to you, all she talk about is negative stuff? All she talk about is the world ending. And what she gonna do? She ain't even got nobody there to help her. She keep telling you what you need to get. What do she got? Do she got her survival stuff? So she been telling you all this stuff. Have any of it happened yet? Why is you listening? Let such a person understand that what we say by letter when absent, we'll do it when we present. We do when we, that nigga said, look, don't get it twisted, cool. He said, what I write in this letter, I'll tell you to your face. I ain't trying to scare you. But when I'm writing this letter, don't think I won't say it to you in your face. Y'all got all these people telling y'all, Paul telling you to do all that stuff. It ain't none of that happening. And who he think he is? He ain't even whatever. Like, okay, Paul said, we'll keep that same energy. I'll be to see y'all shortly. I'll be to see you. Now, what's crazy is the other day when I was fussing, I said, listen to me. If we have to be face to face, I ain't about to keep telling folks stuff. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. We are at war at that time. If we get to the point where we are all together, that means the world on the outside of wherever we is horrible. To the point where we don't get to meet here no more. We have to be where each other are, to those beautiful places that God is allowing us to get to go. Y'all realize what's going to be going on the outside of us? When God says, okay, you go there and you go there, think about all that is going to have to happen for us to be in those places. It's going to be time out. Okay, in all of the biblical shows, Chosen, whatever, when the Roman soldiers and different people came through and they was handling their business, or even in the house of David. Okay? They had to be strategic, did they not? Even the daughters that was leaving, trying to go out to where they just couldn't come out there and say, oh, I'm the daughter of David and my daddy is. They had to be careful. They had to sneak out. They had to have somebody cover for them. When the Roman soldiers came through, they needed to be in the house. They had to run. There was a lot of stuff they had to do. You got 40 people running in with horses. Horses run faster than you. How much time do you have if they got up in full speed to listen when we say run or hide? Y'all didn't watch Wheel of Time. What they going through there doing? When they go in there and slaughter all of them people, if they say the enemy is coming, we need to go now, what do they need to do? Okay. It says, not that we dare to classify or compare ourselves with some of those who are commending themselves. Interesting. I'm not here to compare myself with nobody. I'm just over here to do what God tell me to do. Has anybody ever heard me say that? When folks kept telling me you need to go and you need to be teaching like this and you need to pray before, I said, look, go do what God is telling you to do, and I'm gonna do what God is telling me to do. I don't know what nobody else is doing over there, and I don't care. This is my class, and I'm gonna teach what God tell me to teach over here. I don't have to refer to nobody else. I don't have to say nothing. I'm going to do what he told me to do right here. And I'm grateful that I listened to him and not other people, because we probably would not have the class that we have right now. The peace, the laughter, the joy, the correction, all of it. It wouldn't be this way. If I would have did it how everybody else was it would be just like all the other classes. All the other Bible studies, all the other whatever. But God allowed us to go in the way that he wanted us to go. And it worked out, and I'm grateful. You hear me? It says, but when they measure themselves by one another and compare themselves with one another, they are without understanding. You know what that comes to? Or like what I hear? Who ordained you? What church did you come out of? Who gave you the authority to teach? Oh, well, I've been a pastor for however long. I've been in the ministry for this long. So? Well, why is you over here talking to me and not teaching your class? Who remembers me saying this to people? You remember when people used to come in here and tell me how I needed to dress? And how I needed to talk? And why? Oh, well, God, okay, well, go do what God is telling you to do, because I'm over here doing it. In a robe, in a too small or too big shirt, with whatever. I'm not comparing myself to nobody. I'm just telling you what God tells me to say. If he's telling you something else, do you. But you're not going to tell me how to do what God is telling me to do. You're not going to do that, because you didn't call me here. You didn't call me at all. You didn't choose me. You didn't, nothing. And you wasn't there when I was going through with God. So whatever he got you to do, you need to be doing that. Period. Y'all don't see me teaching with nobody else or none of that, because I don't even want none of that in here. I'm going to do what God tell me to do. And if I'm doing that, I should see change in the people that I am teaching. Period. Okay. It says, but we will not boast beyond limits, but we'll boast only with regard to the area of influence God assigned to us. I'm only going to talk to you about what prime example, our establishment. So when I say God has blessed us to bless this many people, God has blessed us to be able to do this. This is how many babies we didn't have born. This is how many people's eyes have been healed. People that have been brought back from the dead. People that are no longer throwing their thing back for money. People that are no longer cheating on their husband. I'm only talking about the assignments that I was assigned. That's not bragging or being whatever. This is what God did over here. I can only talk to you about my ministry. I can't talk to you about what TD Jakes is doing. I can't talk to you about what Ty Tribbett's ministry is doing, because I don't know. But I can talk to you about the things that happen at WOIU, and I'm going to be honest. When I'm telling people, some people feel like I'm bragging. I'm not. I said I'm talking about the glory of God. But if you ain't seeing none of the miracles at your church, I could understand why you would think I'm bragging or boasting. But if you understand what I'm saying, God allowed us. He allowed us to create a space here that is welcoming to anybody, as long as you're not talking crazy and you're listening. Now, you don't want to talk, you want to do whatever you want to do, you gotta move around. I don't care what nobody else is doing. I just want to know that what I have done is going to be enough for when I go stand in judgment. Now, do I wonder about why some of these pastors are not telling their people yes? Because I know that being called, if you're called to be a leader, you're supposed to be leading people to God, something, His Word, something. And as a leader, you have a responsibility to take care of the people that God has put under your mantle, if you want to say that, or under your authority, or I don't really like saying that, but you know what I'm saying? Whoever God has sent to you to learn from you, you're supposed to take care of them too and make sure that they're okay in certain areas. Now, you can't do everything, but I'm just trying to make sure that whatever assignments I'm supposed to hit, I'm hitting them. Because when I stand in judgment and God say, well, CERCA, you was supposed to tell them this and you was worried about what they said. Now you got to worry about what I say. Because you was worried about what people thought, or comparing yourself to, I don't, look. Now, I will say that I did my studies, okay? And this is what is assigned to me. So you can't make, y'all remember when people used to come in here and tell me to humble myself? When we first started this, people used to be like, you need to humble yourself. I said, what am I doing that's not humble? I'm literally sitting here, no makeup, no nothing, teaching the word of God. So why, I mean, what am I doing that I'm not humble? Because I won't let you come in and run my class? You're being a distraction. We was in here having a good time, and because you want to try to control or let the spirit use you to disrupt the word, no word is coming through in here. Oh, it is. Just don't sound like what you used to. We would be having a great class, and we always knew it was a 66er, to the point where we gave them a whole name. But because it didn't feel like church, I said, this ain't church, it's school. So why is you trying to come over here and make a church? You should have just came in and sat and listened, and then you would know what we're talking about over here. You would understand that we're talking about scripture. But you don't understand, because you're trying to compare me by looking at my outside and telling me that God ain't using a woman with her stomach out and all this other weird stuff that I had to hear. Listen, and I'm just over here trying to do what I'm supposed to do. Moving on. All right. It says, but we will not boast beyond limits, but will boast only with regard to the area of influence that God assigned to us to reach even to you. For we are not overextending ourselves as though we did not reach you. For we were the first to come all the way to you with the gospel of Christ. We do not boast beyond limit in the labors of others. I ain't about to talk to you about something somebody else done did. I'm only going to talk to you about what I do. But our hope is that as your faith increases, our area of influence among you may be greatly enlarged, so that we may preach the gospel in lands beyond you, without boasting of work already done in another's area of influence. He said, I'm not talking to you about what Abraham did. I'm only sitting here talking to you about what God is doing in our life today. I'm not sitting here talking to you about somebody else's progress. Because once I leave here, I'm going somewhere else. And I'm going to go tell somebody else further than this land. I'm going to go talk to another person about Christ. So I ain't going to sit here and tell you, oh, who is anointed here. I can only tell you about what my assignment is. And if I'm focused on my assignment, I don't know who preaching or who ain't preaching or who, because then I would have to go and sit and listen. And if I'm sitting and listening to that, trying to critique them, I'm not working on what God got me to do. It's different if I'm just listening for the word so that I can get the word. But if I'm on, just like they used to do Jesus, they would go over and sit and listen because they were trying to find a problem with what he was doing. They weren't there to learn. They weren't there to grow. They weren't there to get a blessing. They were there to critique it so that they can try to make Jesus look crazy in front of people. Instead of looking at the blessing that was sitting right in front of them, that it was all knowledge sitting in front of them. Could have asked Jesus any question about anything and he could have answered it. Do you realize that they could have asked Jesus a question like, why didn't my mom love me? And the secrets that they mama had and they took to the grave, Jesus could have answered it for them. They could have asked Jesus, why is my baby sick? And got the real answer without having to run no test. But instead, with all knowledge in front of them, they were trying to pick him apart. Better use of your time. Here we go. It says, let the one who boasts, boast in the Lord. For it is not the one who commends himself who is approved, but the one whom the Lord commends. Can I ask y'all a question? Have you ever heard me say I love y'all, but y'all opinion really don't matter? It's God's opinion that matters about what I'm doing. Y'all ever heard me say that? Like, I love y'all, but y'all being happy with me don't mean, I love y'all and I'm happy if y'all happy with me or not. But baby, yeah, judgment day, y'all ain't gonna be there. I gotta know that he's pleased with my life. No matter what y'all can see or can't see, he gotta be pleased with how I live. Like when people used to hear me cuss, because I done got frustrated, what you're not supposed to do. You know, you're supposed to be able to keep yourself, whatever. But I gotta give an account for that. It doesn't matter if you all are pleased with me if God ain't. Now, do I get to talk about the things that God has shown me, that he has allowed me to go through? And sometimes people feel like when you talk about the different experiences that God brought you through, they say they feel like you bragging. Hell, when I'm just talking about how I was in this situation and he took me to this. So I can talk about the problem, but I can't talk about the solution. I can't talk about how God came through and did this marvelous thing for me. Interesting. I'm going to talk about the great things that he does. I'm going to talk about how he changed my life. I'm going to talk about how he changed my thinking. But I also talk about the ugly too. If you want some, come get some. But other than that, you're not going to stop me from talking about what he done did for me. No. You're not going to be able to do any of that. Nope. And people be mad, and they'll try to stop you too. I'm going to have to put those papers somewhere. I don't want that. I might have to eliminate that so I can have it. He said, right, God told all of us to go and spread the gospel, give testimonies. This. And people be trying to stop you from telling your testimony. If you wrote it down, they don't want you to know it. Like, all kind of stuff. It's crazy. How about you get your own relationship with God, and then you don't got to compare my relationship to your relationship with God? When you get your own, you don't care if nobody else's. I mean, you don't want nobody else's relationship with God to be bad, but you ain't so concerned that you can't focus on your own. Because I'm just trying to make sure my relationship is good. That's the only one I'm worried about as far as what affects me. Now, do I want everybody around me to be okay? Of course. Do I want to share Christ with everybody? Yes. But I still have a personal relationship. You hear me? And ain't nobody around for that part. So, I love y'all. I think I'm about to go make me some eggs and bacon. I made me a coca sandwich yesterday. Ooh, it was so good. It had ham and turkey and salami and pickles and Gouda cheese and toasted brioche bread. It was real good with some mayonnaise. And I toasted the bread in bacon grease. And I had some Rally's fries on the side with a little bit of barbecue sauce. I might run that back. I might run it. You said it never fails, girl. Then we started out the class with these. We did. We started out the class with these. And did. And I'm going to mix this little bit I got left because I was trying them. I bought some Cheetos. And I wanted to dump them in there and see how they taste together as a trail mix. And I ate too many, so. Ooh, they smell so good. It's making my mouth. Woo! They is good. Look. I ate 4 bags already. They have the giant bag at Sam's Club. No way. Okay. So you already know. Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me where they got them at. They need to go and put these in the big. You talking about like how they make the Cheeto Puffs? They made one? Because I will go get me a plastic container just for that. And I got that air suction thing to take the air out so they can stay crispy. Is that what you're talking about? Like the big plastic tub? Baby, if they... Listen, I'm going to put this on a hamburger. I'm telling you what I know. I'm going to put these. You know how you lift up your bread once you got everything on there? And you put your fries under there or your chips, Doritos, whatever you like. Yep. Family size for less than $6. Girl. Okay. That's all you had to say. Fire. I ain't had them with no pretzels or nothing yet, but I'm thinking about all of the concoctions I can make. Them rich ones you told us about, the shelf was empty. No. Fire, I told you. Them things is good. They did a big one with those. Interesting. They good. Real, and they good with the dip and the ham and stuff on top of it. I'm trying to tell you, put your little pickle or something on there. A little onion or something. Listen, let me go. I'm about to go do all of that right now. I'm about to find me something to snack on, and then I'm going to make me a sandwich or something. You said they look like giant lemon heads. Yeah, but they good. They real good. I'm going to find several things to put them on. Don't worry. We sure do love food. God wanted us to love food. Look how many beautiful foods he made. Listen. Look how many beautiful foods he made. He made all kinds of things. All kinds of apples and oranges, peaches and plums, strawberries and star fruits, watermelons and peaches and stuff, nectarines, bananas, plantains. If you have high blood pressure, I would not recommend it. Yes. I mean, it's check your sodium, but I'm going to eat them. But I didn't eat them all. I said that now. I stopped myself. You know this bag wasn't full. They might only put that much in there. It be air. So I probably ate about a little over half. It's not too bad. I see a couple on your sandwich, like 3 or 4. You're not going to make me feel bad. Listen. Make me feel. Listen. You said exact spot where I stopped eating them too. Listen, it's a, yep, that's what I'm going to do. Yep, I'm right there at the end. Yep, so I love y'all. I'm about to go. I'm about to go find me something. I'm about to go eat. I love y'all. Here we go. See y'all in a minute. I'm about to go.